Hi there. So this beautiful orchid is a Brassavola hybrid. It's an Epicadillia lime sherbet times B nodosa. I'm sorry, I'm filming in a little bit of a darkness here. The lighting is not the greatest. So this is has been blooming for I think about 2 weeks. This guy has been blooming for about 2 weeks. This particular um, flower. Then the other two, so there are three flowers. The other two are younger ones, and they just recently opened in the last 1 to 2 days. And hence you see the slight difference in color. This one has more of a yellow tone on the petals, and this one has a lighter green color on the outer petals. Okay, and let me show you. So this cross, the Epicadillia lime sherbet. Let me show you what it looks like, because I think most people know what the Nodosa looks like, but not necessarily the lime sherbet. And the lime sherbet looks like, let me get to the screen. Okay, so this is the only, I think, decent picture I could find on the internet, and it's taken by this person here. Okay. All right, so I guess this particular orchid, my hybrid, this Brassavola hybrid, is has its green petal from the from the lime sherbet, and then it also has the tongue. You see how the green center, or the yellowish light green center, and I think that it gets it from that lime sherbet, because the Nodosa, let me show you a picture of the Nodosa. The Nodosa looks pretty close to this right here. This is my little star Nodosa. Okay, and so it doesn't have that inside throat, what do you call, striations and patterns that this has. Okay, and this, now, being named lime sherbet, you would think that there is a scent, and I, for some reason, cannot smell it. And I even came out in the night, in the evening, to smell it, because many white flowers will have a scent at night, and the Nodosa has a scent at night, in the evening. So and I came out to smell. I grow this outside, so I went out to smell, and I did not smell any scent, unfortunately. So I don't know if I'm lacking in some kind of nutrients that's causing my flower not to have a scent. Alright, so let me talk about the plant itself a little more. So this is a fairly young plant. I got it about, I think, April of 2018, and it came with this, and actually, you know what, I have a picture of what it looks like when I first got it. Alright, let's see. Alright, here it is. Okay, here we go. This is what it looked like. It was in bloom when it was purchased, and it had 3 bloom. And see how the throat is very pronounced. You have more intensity in the depth of color inside the throat, but on the one I have now I don't, and it might be, I don't know if I'm not giving it enough sun. I gave it a few hours, a couple of hours of a morning sun, so I thought that would be enough. I may increase it because the leaves don't look like they're stressed. So, but anyway, this is what it was, new. And if you notice the leaves on it down here, we had leaves down here, and I lost the leaves, I think, over the winter, and it just didn't do well because of, I guess, I'm not sure, something happened, because I had some issues too with some fungus or some rotting along the leaves, so I had to cut that over here. But this guy in general is a very easy bloomer. It has bloomed twice. Well, counting the first time, which I didn't bloom it, it was purchase bloomed, then it would be 3 times. So I got it in April, and it was blooming 3 beautiful large buds, and then so this is the 3 beautiful large buds right here, back when it was blooming, and then and then in November again, it bloomed again. So let me see if I can find a picture for you of the one that shows it was blooming in November. Here we go. All right, so now, so you see that this is a time when I did cut the leaf off right here, portion of the leaf that was damaged. And it was blooming beautifully in November. So so from April to so you get a bloom in April, and then you get again in November. So that's a pretty good, spring and fall. That's pretty good. And I think I'm not sure if you can get it a 3rd time in late winter. I'm not sure. I doubt it. But let me see. Let me see if I can get you another picture of. Yes, so this is the bud that was showing in October, I believe, before the November bloom. Okay, so it takes a good 6 weeks or so, about 6 weeks to develop that bud, and it's a very large bud. Okay, sorry, going back and forth in pictures here. All right, so now. This picture is this bloom that you're looking at right now. This is, the bud was in development in May 8, 2019, and it is May 8, so I would say today is June 29th, but it really actually, this particular one right here, which had a bigger bud, bloomed earlier than June 9th. It started blooming mid-June, okay? And then, so that's about 6 weeks, I would say, 5 to 6 weeks before you get a full grown bud and opening flower, so, okay? It is a very easy plant to grow. It does like to stay closer to the dry side than being damp, and unfortunately I am and I think maybe that is the problem. I water a lot. I tend to water frequently. I just love to water, and maybe that's why I lost those leaves, as well as some rot up here, back in the fall, last fall. So, and then I'm looking at the bottom of the pot. The roots don't look so good. The roots are, and I felt it also. It's a little rotten. However, I still have good roots up top and midway through, right around here. I actually felt it. It was stiff and turgid. So, But I think I will start backing off on the water, and maybe I'll take off some of this moss that I put on there. I will start taking off some of that moss off, so, and maybe that will help the growth of the plant, is to not to be on such a wet side. It does prefer to be on the dry side. The roots should look like nice and white like this, and a tint of green slightly when you get it wet and watered. So I do fertilize a week amount every other week of, let's see, it's Peter's Cow Mag fertilizer, and I don't think, yeah, nothing else. I use just city water, and once in a while it'll get rainwater. I try very hard to keep it from getting wet at night. It does have a quick, it does have a prominent problem with being at night being wet, because in the wintertime, I remember at one point I did rot one of the bulbs. Here it is, and in fact 2 of the bulbs. So I had on this one, it was a new pseudobulb. I don't know if you can see that one right there. Yeah, and then this one I also rotted away, and I think it was in the evening when it got wet. So anyway, yeah, keep it on the dry side, especially when you have new growth on it. Just do not get the new growth wet if you can prevent that. Let's see, anything else? No scent, unfortunately. Not for me anyway. And it's a fairly quick growing one. So I have a new pseudobulb right here that's coming up, if you can see that. Let me see. Yep. So this is the old one. And last year I grew this one in November, this one. And it's pretty big. It's getting bigger every year. So that's a good sign that you're doing something right, if it's getting bigger every year. And then so this one is this year, and it does still have some growing to do, because the leaf has not finished growing. It's still pretty, what do you call it, young, and you can tell it hasn't turned darker green yet. It's still a light flesh and very smooth, so it still has some growing to do, so continue to feed it. I didn't give it a bloom booster. I should have tried to. Maybe that would help with these blooms being a prettier one. The blooms are smaller for me than they are when it was originally purchased, so slightly smaller, but not too much smaller, actually. Not too much smaller, but definitely the color inside the throat is not there. It's not as showy as the original. Yeah. It's fun to touch it. It's kind of neat. It's thick. It's a fairly thick flower, but anyway, try not to get all your oily hands on it, and so the flowers can last longer. I don't think there's anything else to mention. Oh, you know what? It likes to be potted in large barks, not small, because it really wants well-drained soil. So I have it in medium-sized bark, I guess. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I haven't repot this at all. This is in its original pot. I will consider changing the bark out for clay pebbles. I'm starting to really like clay pebbles. Clay pebble is working out for me. It drains quickly, and I can control the watering pretty easily with a saucepan, and I just let it wick up to the roots. So, and you can feed it pretty easily that way. And I think that's it. I don't think I'm going to increase a little bit more sun also, because it doesn't look like it's stressed at all. So maybe increasing the sun, and see if I by November I'm gonna see if I can get another bloom out of this one. So I'm assuming that November this will be blooming, this new pseudobulb right here, and I will see if I can give it a bloom booster soon. As soon as I see the little sheath in there, I will give it a bloom booster, and then also increase the sun. I just want to enjoy the flower as long as I can right now, so increasing the sun right now may shorten the life of the flower. So I may just wait another couple of weeks and then increase the sun for the new pseudobulb. Okay? All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Sorry this is a bit of a long one. Have a good day.